Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 89. My name is Rico. I'm here with my co-host,
Dane Cody.
We get together once a week. Lies. We didn't get together last week. Because it was holiday break.
Dude, but if you wouldn't have said anything, nobody would have known.
Shit.
I know.
Sorry.
Cat's out of the bag now.
With the exception of when we lie, like bloody bastards.
Yeah.
Because, that's what we like to do.
Haha.
We get together once a week and talk about video games, TV, and movies, and whatever the hell we like.
Yep.
Welcome. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
And all that
Krishna,
jazz.
whatever it is.
Happy holidays. Happy nothing.
Yeah.
Happy existing.
That's, for sure. It's a new year.
Happy I can't wait for it all to end.
That sounds drab.
I don't know who that's for, but it's someone out there.
Fair enough.
You're not alone. We feel you, bro. We're here for you. Shit, man.
Yeah.
Christmas, New Year.
Some stuff.
I had 10 days off. It was fabulous, and it was over in the freaking blink of an eye.
Wow, I'm so jealous of your 10 days off.
I didn't get half the things on my list done. And I didn't play nearly enough video games.
Yeah, that happens.
Which is kind of disappointing. Tons of family, no travel for me. Sister came here. We did my parents, my mother-in-law's. We did some all our friends got together for a big brunch on New Year's Day or Eve.
Nice.
And, random shit stuff.
Fair enough.
How was yours?
It's great. It was relaxing. It was chill. It's just the wife and I and the cats. It was great.
Oh, yeah, you guys didn't do any travel this year?
Not this year. Last year we did the crazy travel all over the place, and this year we're just no.
Wasn't it a blizzard last year?
Oh, yeah, last year we just about died.
That was seeing your mom, right?
Yeah, that was coming back from visiting my mom and my family, so...
I know, and the weather's been kind of brutal on your guys' side. Well, not brutal, but you guys actually got a bunch of snow.
We still have a bunch of snow.
Yeah, you still have, ice
We got
chunks.
just about a foot of snow on New Year's Eve, and it is still around, because it's been bloody cold around here.
It's all iced over.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on the news, every day, everyone complaining.
Oh, I know. That's all anybody can talk about.
There's no salt anywhere, apparently. Basically,
they're rationing out salt now.
Vancouver's like a freaking ice rink. You can just skate to work now. It's actually pretty awesome.
There are actually some of the side roads, to be fair, are scary. I do a lot of driving for work, and I can vouch that some of the side roads that do not have a lot of traffic on them, they are more or less just ice rinks right now. It's pretty sketchy. I don't know what the city's doing.
I see everyone pissed off, but at this point, there's not a lot they can do. People, it's 2-inch, 3-inch, 4 inches of ice, and no machine can get rid of that.
No, but part of the issue, I think, though, is that they're not even trying. I don't see any types of trucks out salting the roads, or even sanding the roads or anything. So it's just, that's it. There you go. You got to deal with some ice.
The West Coast is we're just not prepped for it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think we sold all our snow plows and
I don't know.
Shut down our salt mines.
Yeah, it was brutal. It is still brutal. And
it's still bad.
We're supposed to get more snow this weekend. So
they were talking about it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm God damn it.
So
have off snow.
And then they're saying it's going to turn to rain on Monday and then get cold again.
Oh, sweet. So just black ice and more ice.
Yep, pretty much. So
sweet.
So yeah, it's been fun. I'm kind of glad we didn't travel because of the treacherous conditions over the holidays.
Yeah,
there.
No doubt.
But it's been good. It was a great holiday. I didn't really have much time off. Just a couple of days for Christmas on the Monday, and then again on New Year's this Monday. So it's been a couple of short weeks at least.
Was Santa good to you? I don't think I got any gaming related stuff for Christmas, but now I'm a dad, so pretty much no one gives a shit about me.
Yeah, my wife loves me. She bought me Eagle Flight for VR, for PSVR, and also Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, for PS4,
some solid gifts.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not saying I didn't get good gifts. I did get some of that green cash money.
Nice.
Which I guess I haven't technically spent any of it, but I did buy. I did partake in some of the Boxing Day sales. I didn't buy anything
crazy
at Black Friday besides my stupid, ridiculous monitor.
Right.
But I did buy some games. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna break down. I bought Forza Horizon 3.
Okay.
Hitman on PC.
Interesting, yeah.
Dragon Quest Builders.
Oh, I was looking at that.
And what else did I get? Oh, I got an NES controller with a long cord.
That's probably a good idea.
For this stupid classic NES. Though I really meant to, and I think we talked about it before the break, I really wanted to make... I want to make one of those Raspberry Pi emulator consoles. I think that is the ultimate, and they're not hard or expensive to make.
No, they're not. And several guys in my office have done it. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's so easy. Yeah. I've been meaning to order one. I just never got around to it because I think that's the ultimate. I'm honestly contemplating selling my NES Classic
again.
Well,
because you sold the first one,
not worth anything anymore.
No, I just mean you sold the first one. So
I sold the first one, and you were very upset with me about it. But man, I had to. It was worth so much. I didn't need that stupid thing.
Sounds like you don't need the new one either.
I ended up getting... Did I tell you? I ended up getting another one, but I ended up hooking up a friend who... It made someone's Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
So...
Right on.
That... Because that... I don't know. They're not going for... Like, I only sold that first one, like, just...
Because people were being stupid about it?
I've said it before. It's like... It was going for $500, and I didn't need it. Mm-hmm. So... I'm not a millionaire. I'm going to take $500 if someone's stupid enough to pay me $500 for it. So I'm going to take it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I got another one because I just happened to be able to get another one, and they're not worth anything. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to hold on to this, and someone needs it, I'll have it or whatever. And turns out one of my buddies from work really, it made someone's Christmas. They were very happy.
Awesome.
They got a lot of brownie points. So
very good.
That worked out. Everyone wins. But yeah, I want to make one of those emulator boxes. I was going to hold on to that system, and when I was talking about a giveaway, I was actually probably going to give it away. That's what I was talking about. I was thinking to give it away, but this just ended up
working out a little better.
This made people's hearts, grow and all that stuff. So
great.
I don't know. Maybe I won't sell mine. Maybe I'll just give mine away after I make my emulator box. Because you still can't get the damn things, stupid Nintendo.
I haven't seen one in a actual store.
They're swooped up online or before stores even open. I don't know.
Wow. I don't know. For me, there was never really the big, I guess, luster to buy it.
No,
but now I'm super over. I really don't care.
It's more. I think more older gamers have more nostalgia for it, or if it was a hand-me-down for you when you were growing up. I think.
Yeah.
But like you said, those retro Raspberry. There's a couple guides now. Mm-hmm. I think if you just search Raspberry Pi emulator, you'll find one of many guides.
Oh yeah, there's multiple guides
because they're so cheap. What is a Raspberry Pi 3? I want to say around $25 or $30.
Yeah, under $50.
And you don't even need that. A Pi 3 is like overkill. Raspberry Zero is the cheap one.
Yep.
And it's powerful enough to do it with as well. Except for those ones are super hard to find because they're so affordable.
If you can get the Raspberry Pi 3, though, there's a much greater chance that you'll be able to emulate other things as well, like 64 games and things like that. Whereas the other ones,
because it's got HDMI. I believe it has Bluetooth, so you can sync like any pretty much Bluetooth controller. Mm-hmm. And basically, you just load like a distro on a SD card, and boom, away you go. You got like a classic system,
pretty much.
With honestly, probably better emulation than the classic. So anyway, what were we talking about? Gifts. Oh yeah, I bought a bunch of games, Forza Horizon, all that stuff.
I picked up a couple on the Steam sale. Actually, those were
That's where I bought Hitman for PC.
I was looking at that.
Pop up. I saw it pop up in a lot of Game of the Year lists. By the way, I'm totally not ready to do that. It's been too busy.
Yes.
I need more time. I saw it pop up in a lot of Game of the Year lists, so I'm like, oh man, it was like $30 or something on Steam. Or maybe it was like $35, so I bought it on Steam.
Nice.
I haven't played it.
Fair enough. But you have it now?
I have it now.
I have heard a lot of good things about that. That's for sure.
I feel like I bought another game that I'm just not remembering.
I bought Stardew Valley.
Oh, I already had that because I got it with a Humble Bundle.
Nice. I bought The Witness
a couple months ago. You had a Witness?
I also bought Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah,
because it was $29 there the one day on the Steam sale. So I picked that up.
You didn't play that one already, did you?
No, I played the first one for Xbox 360, but I haven't played because you played Rise of the Tomb Raider shortly afterwards.
And it was one of my favorite games last year.
But I was waiting for it to come out either on PC or PS4, and it did. So
that's a good game.
Yeah. I think that was it.
Those are all Boxing Day deals or Boxing Week.
Yeah, they were part of the Steam Winter Sale.
That was the thing. I didn't buy anything on Boxing Day. I didn't do any shopping around the holiday. It was during that Boxing Week sales, like Amazon and Best Buy and like everywhere. They lasted until like January 2nd. So like I was humming and hawing about stuff, and I'm like, may as well. They're cheap. They're as cheap as they're going to be for a while.
Yeah.
I wanted more stuff, but I kind of drew a line.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me as well.
I actually bought my Forza Horizon in the US. I got a friend of mine to buy it.
Oh, nice.
Because it was cheap. It was cheaper. It cost less. It was $30 down there for the digital version.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So after exchange, it was like $41.
Nice.
And here it was $50 for the physical. But if you get the physical, you don't get the Play Anywhere, the Windows version, and the Xbox One version.
That was my next question. I was going to ask if that was the Play Anywhere version.
That's why I bought the digital version.
Nice.
And I can confirm it being a U.S. Purchased code by my friend. Thank you, Steph. It works in Canada, so
excellent.
I was kind of freaked out at first because she emailed me the code.
Oh.
And I was trying to redeem it on Xbox.com. And it wasn't working, but I think it's just because Xbox.com was having issues.
Oh, okay.
And then when I redeemed it on the console, it worked instantly with no hitches. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Well, no, that was a big deal. $40, whatever.
Yeah.
I would have just given it away. And bought the disc. But I really wanted the PC version because I wanted to see what the PC version was like.
I've not heard good things about the PC version, actually. Unless they've fixed a bunch of it, but
we'll talk.
Fair enough.
What was I going to say? I guess we can get into, totally skipped over this. If you've never been here before, welcome. Usually we start the show with Dane's designated drinking section, the triple D.
Yeah.
Where Dane shares whatever nice drink he's sipping on. And then we get into some what you've been playing, talk about the games we've picked up, played, and been playing. Get in some news, public service announcements, and then our free-for-all where we talk about whatever the hell we like. So let's start the show proper. Enough BS, Dane. Quit blabbing in my ear about your stupid holiday.
I know. It's rough, but somebody's got to do it, you know.
What are you drinking, Alky? Geekoholic?
Drinking some cognac today. Some Remy St. Martin.
Nice.
It's delicious.
I put my big balls in the freezer.
Oh, excellent.
My drinking balls,
Get yourself
but I didn't
some
put them early enough.
Oh, okay.
So
they're not frozen
today. Yet. They're not frozen. I went in and I pushed, and it's like they're just like frozen on the outside.
Ah, that's too bad.
So anyway, next week, for sure, Rico's going to be sipping on some liquor.
Fair enough.
Nice. Some cognac.
Yeah, I figured.
You say cognac, right?
Yeah, cognac. It's nice. I figured I'd just do something a little different,
nice.
a little smoother,
Actually,
kind of chill.
shit, I forgot to ask. You were doing some Twitch streaming.
I was.
I tuned in. You guys didn't notice me in the chat, though.
There was a lot of people chatting, and you got cameras in your face and glitter everywhere. It was,
I caught the tail end because Adeline was having a night, and she didn't want to go to bed, so I didn't get there as early as I would have liked.
Oh, no, it was a lot of fun. I was over on the Wabam with Stacey Roy from Wabam. I was over on their Twitch channel. We did a little nerdy bartender. I was supposed to saber some champagne.
Yeah, I hear when I tuned in, it sounded like it did not go according to plan.
No, it did not.
What happened?
What happened was she purchased said champagne, or sparkling bubbly of whatever kind it was, and then she chilled it like supposed to, which was great. But then when we went to take the foil off, it had a plastic safety valve on it instead of a proper cork. So we couldn't saber it. Yeah, so that was disappointing. So we
still opened it and got to drink it, right?
No, we put that one away, and she tried to put another one that she had that had a proper cork in the. We tried to get it cold enough to saber, and what ended up happening was once she took the foil cage off so that we could pop the cork, it just forced the cork off by itself. So I didn't even. It was hilarious. She had her hand on it, and she was trying to hold the cork, and she's like, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And I was like, "Okay." And she took her hand away, and the cork just blew. So it was just premature uncorkulation.
Yeah, that's funny. So how long did that run for?
Let's see. We did that we streamed for a couple hours.
Yeah. It seemed like you guys were having fun when I tuned in.
Yep. We did a bunch of drinking. Yeah, that was a thing that happened for sure.
Nice.
They
do that weekly. They do that weekly on Twitch, right?
Every Friday night you can tune in to the Nerdy Bartender. We also made some other drinks as well. We made some blue balls, and it was a good time. She made me wear this New Year's hat that was so sparkly.
Because that was before. Yeah, that was the day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Yeah, you guys were there. You were there early.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Cool. Looked like you had fun.
It was a good time. I'd like to get her on the podcast one of these days when it works out for them as well. It was a good time.
You obviously talked to her about that.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw their little moderator was spamming people to check us out. Hopefully, maybe we have some New Year's because you saw Dane's beautiful mug on the Twitch. Or he made us lose listeners.
That's more likely. More than likely, people were thinking.
And I really want to
forget that.
I really want to.
Yeah, we've talked about before streaming live while we record our podcasts, and I think it's something we should look into this week and maybe make it our New Year resolution for Geekoholics Anonymous.
We really have to. It would be nice.
Yeah. So
let's do this. Right now. Okay, turn on your camera.
But I'm not ready.
Cool, you had fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. I hope they have me again.
Yeah, I hope they have you again too.
Yeah.
It looks like a fun time. I'd be there all the time if I had access to them. Unfortunately, I don't.
I know.
So, what you been playing, Dane?
Oh, man, so many things.
I've been playing a lot of things too. I played some Let It Die. That's that free-to-play beat-em-up on
PS4.
PS4.
That's the not played it enough. 51 game, correct?
Yeah. I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
I haven't played enough to have an opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
It seems neat. Uncle Death is probably the awesomest character ever.
Okay, wow, that's quite a statement.
If you ever seen any images for the game, you've probably seen the picture of a Grim Reaper looking dude with a skateboard and a skull mask.
Yep. That's
Uncle Death. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got like a really bad like Spanish Mexican voice.
Accent.
It's kind of hilarious.
Excellent.
And his scythe is like a golf club / scythe. It's a very weird effing game.
It sounds like a Suda51 game then.
The art design, like everything about it is just like really, really weird. It's got all kinds of free to play hooks. It's a beat 'em up. There's grinding, leveling up systems, gear systems, raids and stuff. Grasshopper. Is that Suda?
Yeah.
It's a cool game. It's neat. I to be honest, I haven't played enough to have a real good opinion.
Right.
But I've been wanting to play more. The reason I haven't is I've kind of made a decision to play and beat Doom before I play anything else, because I've been all over the freaking map, like starting Battlefield, not finishing, and starting so much stuff. So yeah,
that's kind of what happened to me. I needed to do that.
Played a lot of
same
Doom.
Thing.
You beat Doom.
I did. I
really like Doom.
I beat Doom over the holiday, I guess. There, that game's awesome.
I didn't realize that there was so much more stuff to it. I'd really barely touched it at all.
Okay.
Like the runes, and then all the different weapon modding.
Oh yeah.
And then to if you never played Doom, most of you probably have, but if you never have, it's a very fast-paced first-person shooter. Demons, hell, heavy metal, very fast Twitch-like shooter.
Oh, yes. It most definitely is that.
In this version, compared to the other ones, your weapons are upgradable and have mods, and you earn weapon points by basically doing challenges on every level. It opens up with a couple challenges: kill certain enemies a certain way, do this thing, find so many secrets. And you invest those weapon points into unlocking the perks on the guns.
Yep.
And after a certain amount of perks are unlocked, you get a master. It's called a master?
You master the weapon, but there's the last weapon perk
is free after you unlock the other 2 or 3, but you have to earn it by doing challenges
with that weapon.
Around that specific weapon.
So with the super shotgun, you have to kill multiple enemies
at the same
time. I think it's 50 times in order to unlock the last perk for that weapon.
Yeah, which is, for that weapon, a double firing?
Yeah, you can fire it twice before you have to reload.
Fire it twice as opposed to once, which makes no sense because it's a double-barreled shotgun, but with no questions asked. Yeah, it's cool, and all the weapons have challenges and upgrades like that. Like the assault rifle has like the unlimited rocket fire, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's super cool. There's micro rockets that shoot out of it.
The weapons are so cool, and you can switch the mods. Not all the weapons, but most of them have 2 mods. Like the super shotgun doesn't actually have any mods because it's just a plain shotgun. The other weapons have mods where you hit a button and you like change the configuration of the gun. It's really cool animation.
So your regular shotgun has more or less like a grenade launcher attachment so that you can use your alternate fire and it lobs grenades. Or
that's the first one I went for. Or you have the charge shot, which like does multiple.
It shoots 3 times. It does like a 3-shot burst, real quick, bang, bang, bang.
I just unlocked that one.
Yeah, that grenade launcher helped me lots during the game. You unlocked it. I maxed that one out. Yeah, it was worth. It was a very good one to have.
I use that gun a lot. I've been using the pulse rifle a lot. I find all the weapons are really cool. They're very different, and it's fun that they change. They develop over time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like each weapon is almost like a character. I know Jude didn't like this game. I saw him at a Christmas party, and he really doesn't like Doom. I don't know if he just hasn't given it enough time. I don't know. The more and more I play it, the more I really like it.
Yeah,
and it's getting like super crazy hectic.
It gets.
I don't really want to get
crazier.
I don't want to get too spoilery.
Because you haven't finished it yet.
I haven't finished it. You finished it.
I did,
but yeah, the rooms now and the areas you're getting it escalates, like from little imps to the Doom floating head monster things to the Satan monsters, and then the big giant guys and the devil guy, and it just keeps escalating and it gets crazier and crazier.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, your health is super low and you're low on ammo, and you're just like, oh Jesus. There's like 20 guys and you're managing and flying around the level.
One of the things that I really like that they do is they always give you lots of ammo, but never of one type. So you're constantly running out of ammo for your shotgun, so then you're switching weapons all the time, but they never leave you without ammo, which I really appreciated. It was cool, though, because you felt, at least for me, I felt that I could use all of the weapons all the time. Because I find for myself what ends up happening in a lot of these games is I get these really awesome, badass rocket launchers and stuff like that, and then I never use them because I can never find ammo for them.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's that. You either can't find ammo, so you never want to use the killer weapon, or you get too dependent on that weapon, and it's the only weapon you use.
Yeah.
Because it's too OP, almost. So then you feel too weak with any other weapon that you use that one as a crutch. I find I can be good with any weapon if you play to their strength, right?
Totally.
You know, like the pulse cannon, like for me, it has the stun, which totally gets you out of shit. Or it helps you take down guys. The cluster bomb just helps you clear out a lot of like weakling enemies. I like it more and more the more I play it. It's such an awesome game.
Oh, it's a fantastic game. I absolutely love it.
I think it was $20 again during the Boxing Week sales.
Yeah, it was cheap
on Steam.
It was very cheap.
I think it was like $25 to $30 in retail. If you just like those Twitch frantic like skill based shooters, it's a really rewarding game. It does actually surprisingly have a lot more story as I get along. You know, the main characters. It's kind of interesting. I'm wondering what is really going on here. Motivations for stuff. I feel like there's going to be a big turn, more so than the early one.
I think
I've gotten to the helix. I've gotten to
the end.
I just passed the helix stone, so that's not a spoiler. That just gives you an idea how far I am.
Okay.
The Lazarus chamber or whatever.
Yep.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm only 3/4 of the way because
you got a ways to go.
I haven't unlocked all the suit upgrades. Like I'm about 3/4 in the suit upgrades, and I'm kind of gauging that as the progress through the game.
That maxes out quite actually a bit before the end of the game.
Yeah, okay,
at least it did for me, because you can find quite a few of the suit upgrades are secrets. So at least for me, I found quite a few of the secrets that had a lot of the suit upgrades.
Yeah, because I have the perk that should show all the secrets on the map now, right?
Okay,
I think one of the perks shows you all the secrets.
Yes,
it doesn't show you how to get to them; it just shows the little icons for them hidden on the map.
Yeah, it just shows you where they're hidden.
I think, with the exception of maybe the first 2 levels, I probably missed the most secrets earlier in the game, and now I've been getting most of them.
Okay, yeah.
So there's been a few where I'm like, how the hell do I get in there? I know there's something in there. My compass is like beeping and making the noise like something's in there, but I can't see the fucking door or the hatch or the weird jump I got to do to get in there.
So, to be fair, some of those are really...
some of them are really tricky.
They're tricky. You've obviously come across the... Not really a spoiler, but the classic Doom?
No.
Really?
No. I know it's in there because
every level has a classic Doom room. And if you unlock if you find the classic Doom room, then it unlocks that level that you can actually play. So you can actually play more or less classic Doom in the game once you've unlocked all of them.
Is that when you find the little dudes?
No, okay. You'll know. Like
finding the little dudes,
you'll pull a lever or something like that, and it'll open a door, and you'll go into the door, and it'll be like you're playing classic Doom. You'll run around, and it's all pixelated and like looks like
it's so
1982 graphics, and you run around in there. There's secret rooms that look like that.
Okay, those are definitely not on the map, even though I have the secret perk. Because like I see all the Praetor suit guys, or upgrades, and then I see all the energy chips or whatever, and the little Doom statues, which says unlocks. I guess that unlocks skins or characters for some other mode. I don't know.
So some of those, all the ones that I managed to find when I was going through, were I opened something and then there was either a lever or a switch or something that I activated.
See, I've never pulled any levers or switches, maybe just because I'm an idiot and didn't realize you could interact with them.
And then the crazy thing is that from there, though, usually it's not obvious where that is. So you pull the lever or you pull the switch and it's not obvious what just happened. All you do is you pull on it, you hear something open, but you got to go find out where that is.
God damn it!
So they're pretty tricky. To be fair,
so annoying.
I think I managed to find 4 in my playthrough.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
So
I found none.
So there you go. That's a little tip for you now. Now you can keep your eye out. I was amazed at some of the secrets that I was searching for. I accidentally was walking close to a wall and realized that there was actually a switch hidden there, and it said press E, and I did, and it opened up a vent on the floor or something somewhere else. So they're really tricky and sneaky about it in that game. So you got to really keep your eye out.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Well, now you'll know to continue your playthrough.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look out for it now.
Yeah. So that game's awesome.
Yeah, that game is awesome.
The ending is great. And yeah, it is definitely...
We can talk about it spoilery when I beat it at the end of a podcast.
If there wasn't a certain other game that was released last year, it probably would have been my game of the year. It's real good.
Yeah, it is really solid.
It's in my top. It's in my top 3 for sure.
So I already said the story about how I got Forza Horizon 3.
Yes.
Obviously, I really liked Forza Horizon 2 and the Fast and the Furious thing. I talked about it when that came out like a year and a half ago or a year ago.
Yeah.
I just never got around to getting Forza Horizon 3. 2 reasons. I had a pile of games up to my neck. And number 2, Microsoft didn't force feed it down my throat via inbox. So,
unfortunately,
yeah, it's not a big deal. But so I went and got it myself. I just got it when it was a nice price, and I realized I'll probably have some time to play it. That game is fantastic. I really like Forza.
I love
Horizon.
I love the numbered Forza games. I have
you're more of the gearhead. I'm more of the arcadey.
I know.
See, Forza Horizon is like Burnout Paradise, but with a more of a notch of seriousness, and it isn't about smashing into people, but has lots of challenges and games modes and exploration. That's why I like it, because it's like playing an open world RPG, but it's with cars.
Right.
You're grinding levels, you're unlocking, new events and venues and upgrading venues and getting rewards. It, like I said, it's like an open world CarPG.
CarPG, nice.
Well, there we go.
No, that's fair. I don't know. I played some of the Horizons 2 demo.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there was just something about it that did not hook me and kind of bugged me about it, where I think for me it felt like it was trying to be an arcade game, but the cars still handled somewhat realistic. But I don't know. I felt like
there's a level of assists that it has that you can play with.
Okay,
that really fix that if you feel like it was too simmy.
Okay, fair enough
for what they were going for. Yeah, compared to like Forza 6 and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a good game. I got it for an awesome price. So I tried playing it on my Xbox One S because I wanted to see what it looked like with HDR.
Oh, does it have HDR support?
It has HDR. So I switched my Xbox One S.
Okay.
I turn HDR on, and then all the colors go like dull. It looks like crap.
What?
Like it looks like someone sucked all the color out. I did some searching online, Because when you turn it off, all the colors are vibrant and great again. Like, the problem I have is, and probably a lot of people, unless with the exception of if you spent like $2,000-$3,000 on a TV,
right? A
4K TV with HDR, the lower end ones usually only come with one port that has HDR. It's just really dumb, but that's just the way it is. On a lot of the lower end 4K TVs, you usually only have one actual true 4K port. So the plus side is on my TV, it has 4 4K 60 ports, which is awesome.
Very nice.
It just only has one with HDR, which I'm going to get a switch for.
That's annoying.
I'm going to get a switch eventually, which is not annoying because then I don't have to frickin' switch inputs.
Right.
It
well, yeah,
auto-senses
that's great. But I just meant right now it's annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying. So I switched inputs on the TV. I have all the HDMIs like run through my wall, so it's not like I can pull one through, but then I got to move the TV. I got to pull out the stand, and it's a bunch of work. I guess apparently the cable that I have is not a true. It does 4K, no problem, but it's not a true like HDMI 2.2 cable.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. I know my PS4 cable.
Yes.
Is HDR compatible because my PS4 does HDR, no problem.
Right.
So
it might actually be the cable.
I'm pretty sure it's the cable from what I read on the internet. Is the cable that my Xbox is on? As it works with 4K, no problem.
Got it.
It just isn't enough for HDR. So
that's annoying.
I didn't have enough time to swing over the PS4, unplug it from the PS4 stick. I could have just done that, but like I didn't really want to do that. So I'm probably just gonna have to fish some new, because I got new cables. The Xbox One S came with a new HDMI, and the PS4 Pro came with a new HDMI. They're just sitting in my drawer. Clearly, those both should be HDR compatible, I assume, because they came with 4K HDR systems.
I would hope.
So that was a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Looks great in upscaled 4K. You know,
that's good.
Yay! It's not like, oh my god, amazing. Just looks good. What is amazing, though, I downloaded it on my PC, and I don't think I give a shit about HDR because the ultra-wide is awesome. On a game like that, with a racing game, holy crap,
Can your ultra-wide do HDR?
No. Well, yes and no. I'm sure it supports one of the versions of HDR, but the thing with PC monitors, and CES is going on right now.
Yeah.
Now they're advertising
HDR
monitors
within monitors
as HDR. But older monitors, certain monitors do HDR with
firmware upgrades and stuff, or what?
Well, it's not firmware upgrades. It's whether your monitor, if you dig down in the specs, supports a certain color gamut, because that's all HDR is.
Yep.
It's just your panel is whatever, 10-bit, 12-bit, millions of colors and so forth.
Yeah.
HDR is just a higher color gambit that TVs haven't. They basically just made a marketing term. HDR has been around for years. It's been around for a long time. It's called something like H dot something 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 stupid. And a lot of really high-end monitors actually support it.
Yep.
But
those
you have to
monitors
go in
were very, 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 very expensive.
Well, not necessarily.
They're coming down in price now.
Yeah, but it's never been advertised because it was never had a marketing term. HDR is just the marketing term they bolted on with the whole 4K BS and the 8K BS. So I don't know if my monitor does HDR or not. I'm not too worried if it does, because HDR is cool, but you aren't going to die without it. It's just if you buy a 4K TV, you may as well get it with HDR to make the upgrade worthwhile.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're just going to have better picture, right?
I feel like after looking around at various TVs and such, I feel like if you're going to buy a new TV, it better have HDR, because that was one of the things that I actually felt was actually really noticeable.
I think it's pretty hard to not get one unless you're shopping in the sub 1,000 monitors. I think you can get it without HDR, but they're there. And just to make matters worse, there's 4 HDR standards now.
What? I thought there was only 2.
Well, apparently it's
HDR
CES.
10 and
LG decided they wanted their fucking own, and then there's some other bullshit fucking ones.
LG would do that.
Who gives a shit? Fuck HDR.
So essentially now we're going to have to wait for them to fight it out till one of them becomes standard.
Well, LG's like, our monitor's compatible with all 4. Well, of course it is. Your fucking monitor is $5,000. It better be fucking compatible.
Or are you talking about the 5K monitor that they released with Apple?
I don't know. Some new fucking monitor. I don't care.
Because they just released their new one with Apple that's essentially, in conjunction with Apple, it's more or less their new cinema display.
Shut up, LG. So, anyway, ultra-wide Forza 3 is fucking awesome. A driving game in ultra-wide is fucking awesome. It runs very well.
It better on your 1080.
I think at launch with particular video cards and before a bunch of patches, it was kind of a disaster on PC.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Because I know apparently people with like 1070s and 1080s were like having huge like frame rate dips and major issues. I have it on ultra, everything cranked, and I don't know, I haven't looked at frames, but I know it's over 60. There's been a couple hiccups, but I don't know if that's a loading or something else. I think it's loading.
Oh, okay.
You know, kind of like how Half-Life used to do that hiccup when it would load in a new area, but it was like invisible.
Yeah, there was almost like a little hitch that you'd just see very, very shortly.
That's I get that once in a while, but it's like definitely not like during a race or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's more when I'm fucking around on the open world, so I think it runs great. It looks great. The only issue I have with it, and I posted on Twitter, but obviously I didn't get any acknowledgement from Playground Games. On the right side of the monitor, it does this weird, like, alien blocky pixel weird thing.
I noticed that in your photo. Thought it was very odd.
It's just in Forza. Because, like, my monitor doesn't do that in any other games. It's not the monitor.
Weird.
It's the game.
It's like the game isn't quite using all of the pixels or something. It's weird.
I think it's just a rendering glitch for that res. Maybe they just don't realize or haven't tested all aspects or something. But regardless, it doesn't even bother me because it's on the edge.
Right.
That game looks awesome on PC. It plays great. I kicked your ass. You were driving a LaFerrari, by the way. I took you down in the new Lamborghini.
Yeah, not likely.
Well, it happened in the game. I took a screenshot. It was pretty fitting that you were in a LaFerrari, though.
That's funny. That's awesome.
I thought it was great. Your drivatars, and then a couple other people's drivatars as well. Dave, our buddy from the Alliance.
Oh, nice.
Listener of the show as well. I think it's Dave, right? Yeah, Dave. Something Beamish? Is that what it is?
Are you thinking of Brian?
Or Brian? Is it Brian? Man,
we're terrible.
People messaging me.
Are you thinking of Brian?
Okay. Brian. Why is it
I don't
Dave?
know.
What?
We probably do have a Dave that listens. Hey, Dave. But Brian, you're thinking of Brian. Brian, we appreciate you. We are going to make fun of you for not playing some awesome games at some point. But we'll save that for another day.
Okay, why am I thinking about Dave now? I'm having Alzheimer's right now.
Why are you thinking about Dave? Who's this Dave you're thinking about? Does he have a shirt on? Does he not have a shirt on?
I don't know, man. Shit. But yeah, Brian's freaking... Your drivatar, Brian, is fucking dirty. We were having a race, and you were ramming me off the road, and I was like, oh, motherfucker.
Up the
like, seriously, he was like ramming me in the turns. I was like, what the hell? It's pretty cool. It's awesome, though, when you're playing it and you see your friends' names up there. It's so cool.
Yeah, I like that aspect of the new Forza games, for sure.
So that was really cool.
Right on.
But, man, I didn't care. I don't care about HDR because I feel like the ultra-wide's way better. The added effect, like especially the in-car view, and you're seeing so much more of the car's dash inside, is so cool.
You know what'd be even cooler?
What?
VR.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because then you can look around and see all of the car's dash.
Yeah, it's a good game. If you missed it, I suggest you go pick it up. I really like it.
There's a part of me that
I had to stop playing. I had to stop playing it though because I'm like, okay, stop it. Go back to Doom.
Finish Doom.
And then I've been playing a bunch of Doom. Oh, I finished the other version of Pokemon too. I finished the Sun version over the break.
So now that you've finished both,
You know what's more ridiculous?
Was it worth it? Did you feel that they were different enough games to have bought both?
Oh no, they're the exact same game.
Oh, did you even get a different Pokemon in?
Oh yeah, I got a whole different team, different
Okay.
squad. This squad wrecks my original squad from my Moon playthrough. Is that sad that I beat that, or is it sad that I've put over 100 hours between the two of them?
That's kind of sad. I don't know.
They're so good, though.
As long as you're having fun, man.
Okay. Eagle Flight VR.
Yeah.
You got that for Christmas.
I did. I put some time into... I pulled out the VR stuff the other day on the weekend. Let's see, that would have been Sunday? Yeah. Sunday or Monday. Anyways, I pulled out the VR headset. I got my setup ready, and I dove into VR for a few hours. I started off by playing the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Jackal.
Oh, the Jackal Assault. You didn't play that before when it came out?
I did not. So I had played it now. It was very short.
Yeah,
like
it's okay.
Super short. It was cool. I really liked it. I just wish it was
ends
longer.
less abrupt than the Eve Valkyrie fucking teaser.
Yes, it definitely does. But it's about the same length.
Yeah, it's not very long.
Huge download, and then that was a total of 5 minutes maybe.
It's neat. Thanks. It was free, but
yes,
but disappointing in that it's just a freaking tech demo. Same with the Eve Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Well, the demo with the disc.
Yes.
That's tagged a demo, whereas this isn't tagged a demo. Did you? Oh, you didn't get Battlefront, did you?
No, I did not.
You're a fucking idiot.
I know. That's a whole nother story.
You just need the disc. The disc. You just need the disc, and then you download. I heard somewhere or saw online, because people were asking. It's like, well, I don't have the digital version, and like, what if I have the disc? You know, if you have the disc version, you launch it through the menu in the game. You download that mission X-Wing part through the store.
Right. So, funny story. I was trying to add a credit card to my PlayStation account.
I saw you bitching about that on Twitter.
And no matter what I did, it wouldn't allow me. It said, please enter valid credit card number. And I know that number is fine. And I know that it's attached to multiple other things. And I know that it works. For whatever reason, my PlayStation account would not allow me to do it. So they lost
weird.
out. They lost out.
You were trying to buy it?
Yeah, I was totally gonna pick it up. So screw them. That's my Battlefront story.
Awesome.
But yeah, I played some of that. Then I played a few hours of Eagle Flight VR. That game is really cool. It's super. The controls are super simple. All you do is tilt your head. So you're an eagle. Your head is literally an eagle. You actually have a beak underneath. Your field of vision is that you're a freaking eagle, and there's a beak and everything. It's cool. And the whole plot is that Paris no longer has people in it, and the animals have taken over.
Yeah, fuck people.
And it's beautiful. The art style is fantastic. It runs really nice. And yeah, you start off. I was playing some of the story mode. And
there's a story?
Yeah, there's a single player with a story.
I thought it was just a multiplayer thing.
No, there's a whole single player. Some of them are fly through these circles. Some of them are fly around and collect things. So you can collect some of the eagle feathers in the game. So each area has X amount of collectibles in them. And so you fly around. You can fly through Notre Dame and around the Eiffel Tower. All through Paris. You can cruise right down into the streets, and it's neat. And all you do is you just turn your head left or right, and if you turn your head by tilting your head, I should say, not necessarily turning. You want to tilt your head. If you tilt your head,
you don't do anything with the controller except for menus.
Actually, as the game has progressed now, there's actually an attack that you can do. That you do hit the square button on the controller, and it does the eagle screech, and you use that so that it sends out almost like we'll call it a missile for lack of a better term, but it essentially sends out a missile of air that hits enemies.
Oh, like a pulse or shockwave?
Yeah, kind of like that. So there's a few missions that I've done so far where I have to protect like an eagle that's a friend of mine. So the idea is you'll start the level off with them flying ahead of you, and you have to like attack the vultures or the crows that are trying to attack.
Screw you, vultures!
That are trying to attack your friend, and so you use your attack to attack those guys. It's cool. There's a free flight mode where you can just go fly around Paris, and
you've never been to Paris,
I have not, but it's super pretty and it's cool.
And neither have I. So I wonder how accurate that representation of Paris is.
Well, again, this is way in the future, and is
it like all overgrown, like post-apocalyptic?
Totally like that.
Like Last of Us style overgrown?
But pretty and happy, not...
Yeah, not dreary.
Yeah, and the world is going to end, and everybody.
So there's no creatures or
there's totally
animals and stuff.
Animals all over the place. There's lions and tigers and elephants and
that seems like it'd be a pretty
zebras and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a really neat game. So I flew around in VR for a couple hours. I will definitely be playing more of that. I'm really enjoying it. The controls are simplistic, but it's still challenging. I was impressed with some of the levels, how tight they set some of the time challenges for. So each time you do a level, there's a star rating that you can get, 1, 2, or 3 stars. And I was surprised where I thought I was like moving and doing really well, and I only got like 1 star. And so I was replaying some of these levels to try and do better. For example, some of the levels where you're flying through rings, you get a time bonus the closer you are to the middle of the ring. So there's a really small feather in the very middle of the ring. And if you hit that, you get a bigger bonus than if you just catch some of the...
Clip the ring.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Did you play any of the See, I thought it was only a multiplayer game. I didn't realize there was single player. Did you play any of the multiplayer?
I honestly have not played any of the multiplayer.
Because I know that's one of the games. It was like a story we talked about last year. Is that the multiplayer is across like PSVR, Vive, and Oculus.
Yeah, it's across the 3.
I'm wondering if it has like chat and if you can actually identify who you're playing against, like what platform they're on.
I have no idea. I'll have to check that out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that sounds
super neat.
It's an actual it's a real game.
Yeah, it's a full game.
Sounds neat.
And then on the VR thing, I finally actually got my wife to try VR for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
So I started her off with the underwater demos from the PlayStation Worlds disc.
Yeah,
not the Shark Attack, but the 2 before the Shark Attack.
Yeah.
She really liked those. She really thought those were cool. She really enjoyed them. But of course, she kept wanting to interact with the fish and stuff like that, which was kind of funny to see. And then she played some of the London Heist demo, which she really, really liked. She loved the shooting, and she loved all of that. It went really, really well. Where it fell apart a little bit, unfortunately, was she got to the part where they were the driving part, and she was doing really, really well. Everything was fine for her until there's a part in that where a truck shows up in front of you and they start shooting you. And for whatever reason, having that truck in front of her, because it would slow down and speed up, so it would come in close and then it would go further away.
Yeah.
For some reason, once that started happening, and then she blew the truck up and it went away, and you just kind of drive for a little while at the end of that at the end of that level. She had to pull the headset off. She was starting to feel really nauseous.
Did she get really ill?
Yeah. It was a huge bummer because she was really enjoying it up until that point too. So I think VR she does have to be careful because she does have a tendency to get motion sickness. She's tried to play Call of Duty before in like on a first person on PC before on a monitor, and that's made her feel ill before. But it was interesting because she was totally fine up until that type of movement was happening. So but like I said, she was like super, like she loved like messing around with she did a couple of the shooting gallery stuff in the London Heist game. They have a couple levels where they're just shooting galleries where you can do target practice and shoot stuff, and she loved that. That was great. And she loved the actual London Heist itself when you're in the room trying to figure out how to unlock the door to get the diamond and all of that. She was blown away with how cool all of that was and the way that you could interact and having the two controllers, and that was super cool. But yeah, it was that bit of motion during the driving sequence that sort of went a little sideways for her. So, but I think that there will definitely be some more VR in our future. She was really interested in trying the Eagle flight. I'm just not 100% sure. I was surprised because even though you're flying through the city, I was amazed. I never once felt ill or anything in Eagle flight. Like they did a really good job.
I think the way they've done the movement in there with your head being the control or the pivot, that's probably why you wouldn't get sick with that one.
Yeah, it's cool. Like you can fly, like soar way up into the air and then swoop down, and it doesn't. I don't know. They did a good job.
Sounds kind of neat.
It's really cool. It's a really neat game. I was curious about it before, and I knew that it had gotten some pretty solid reviews, but I was, like I said, curious about it. And now that I've played it, I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of it, and it's a fun game. It's a really cool game, and that I think is the nicest part about it. Is it's not just a experience; it's actually a game.
Were you like when you were playing Eagle Flight? Were you like singing Nelly Furtado?
No, but I may have screeched like an eagle a few times.
I'm like a bird. It sounds like it'd be a pretty fun experience.
Yeah, it's cool. It was definitely fun.
You played some COD?
I've started Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Just started, or have you played it for a bit?
I've played it for a bit. I've played a couple of the side missions. I played the whole beginning part. I've opened up the map. I played like 3 of the side missions, I think.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's really good. It's really good.
It is good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. Some of the missions are sort of stealth type missions, which are neat. And you're infiltrating bases and blowing stuff up and trying to get out before like they even notice that you're there or were there. That type of stuff was really cool. I really enjoy the flying, those sequences. The Jackal, yeah.
I really liked that game a lot.
I'm impressed with the variety. The Jackal controls really well with a mouse and keyboard. I was a little bit worried initially that it might control weird with a mouse and keyboard, but I feel like they did a really good job with the way that you use both. It's beautiful. It's really pretty
with the controller.
Okay,
because I could just pick up my controller off the desk and it just automatically works. So I flew with the controller because I just I feel like it's better.
Yeah,
and then obviously I played the shooting with
mouse and keyboard.
But yeah, this was a great year for shooters.
Yeah,
they were all so different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every single one of them, like Overwatch, Doom, Call of Duty, Battlefield 1. Titanfall 2.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
The only thing they have in common is guns.
Pretty much, yeah.
But every other facet of them, from worlds to gameplay, is so different.
No, I'm really impressed.
Which is super impressive.
Like it is a really and again, I'm only playing the single player. I haven't played any of the multiplayer. Which, to be fair, I probably won't because I feel personally like if that is the type of multiplayer that I want to play.
I didn't like the multiplayer.
Then I'll probably
play
zombies
multiplayer is cool. Maybe you can play some zombies with me and Trevor. That would be fun.
Yeah. But no, that game is really cool. I like the fact that they've added the whole pick up new weapons and you can use them later. Mm-hmm. That kind of adds a little bit of a
for mission.
Yeah, and it kind of keeps your eyes open like when you're during a mission because you want to pick up all those weapons because you want to be able to use them later, which I thought was kind of neat. I like that they've added the most wanted targets in certain levels, well, in all the levels, so that the idea is if you take them out, you get bonuses and stuff, which is cool.
Yeah,
I like they're definitely hitting a lot more on like the emotional side of things. Where
I really like the story.
Yeah, the story I'm really impressed with so far. It's really good. I'm definitely enjoying it. I will be plunking more hours into it.
I already forgot. Sure. What's the name of the freaking robot in that? I already forgot.
Ethan,
that's it.
Yeah. It's
like E3N or something?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah, he seems really cool.
He's cool.
Super very different than BT.
Than BT, yeah.
But
BT is cool. Very like, I'm a robot, but I do have like a really sharp robotic AI.
Yes.
But still kind of human, whereas Ethan is like...
He feels like a human buddy that's trapped in a robot.
Yeah, exactly. Like he like seems like he's just straight up alive.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's really good. I like it a lot. Like you said, I really enjoyed it. For people that were slagging on this being a bad Call of Duty game, like I said, I think it's really solid.
I haven't talked about it like a couple weeks ago, and I said people just hate on COD to hate on COD, but you know, like I hated on it even. I like earlier in the year, I swear to God, I said, another Call of Duty. I'm sure I said it. It's probably a recording of me. Or I was just not excited about it at all. And it turns out like I loved it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. For whatever reason, when they showed the gameplay of it initially, there was something about it that just didn't seem like I wanted to play it necessarily.
Maybe it was the music or I don't know. I don't know what it was. Ratchet and Clank.
Dude, I am probably most... I pop that game in and... I gotta say, that game is fucking pretty.
Yeah, it is Pixar,
beautiful. The game. Beautiful. Like
Disney Studios, the game. It is
seriously one of the prettiest games on any platform I think I've ever seen. It is seriously. Those guys, Insomniac, did a phenomenal job. That game is so pretty, and it plays so good. I realize that it's more or less a remake of the original.
It's more than that.
But it is so much more than that.
Remaster.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm not saying a remaster. I said a remake. Like
it's definitely one of the best games of the year, for sure.
Yeah.
It came out this year, right?
It came out in 2016.
It was like $40.
I feel like that's a game that's like flew under people's radar, and it was a game that I wanted to play initially, and it kind of missed for some reason.
I can't even remember when it came out, honestly.
It was right around the same time as it was right around the same time as Uncharted 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I got it because I remember picking it. It wasn't on my radar when it came out, and I picked it up because I got it especially cheap for whatever reason. I think I got it for $20 or $30 because I don't know if it was an Amazon price error or Best Buy price error. It's charting really well on Metacritic and got really good ratings. April.
The game is great.
And I talked about it when I played it. Yeah. It is great. It is awesome.
It's awesome.
Cool upgrade stuff. Just the platforming.
Oh, it is so tight. Brilliant. I needed to play a game like that. I don't know. It is such an awesome platformer game.
And it's super refreshing too, right?
Yeah.
You haven't played. That's what I said when it came out. I'm like, oh man, you haven't played a game like this in a while.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
There hasn't been a good Mario, and it just fills such a void, and it just, I don't know, kind of makes you just feel younger.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, I'm probably 3/4 of the way or more through that game already.
Such a good game.
I sat down over a couple of days and I put some serious time into it.
Yeah, it's not the longest game. No, I really like the end boss.
Yeah,
I think boss battles usually are tedious and like bad.
Yeah,
awesome end boss battle.
I feel like so far the boss battles in that game have been a lot of fun. There's a few. I think that's what I'm getting from that game. It's fun. It's just a lot of fun. It's beautiful and just fun. That's pretty much how I would explain Ratchet and Clank.
Classic platforming. It just takes you back. If you want to feel like the awe and wonder of playing a good Mario game when you were younger.
Totally.
It's almost like a time capsule. It'll take you back.
I feel like if you own a PS4
with insane graphics.
Yeah. If you own a PS4, I feel like there's no reason you shouldn't own this game and play it. It is great.
probably pretty cheap now. I've been meaning to go back to it because it got a PS4 Pro. It runs native like 4K.
I've heard that it is like stunning on the PS4 Pro.
I wanted to see that.
It also runs at 60 frames a second, which is great.
It was super
buttery smooth. So yeah, no, I'm a bunch of the way through that, and I also picked up The Witness on the Steam sale.
I feel like I played something else too. Oh, I did. Sorry, before you talk about The Witness, I played Stupid Destiny. I think I might have talked about that before we left, but I finished the stupid all the events. And
okay.
I got the icebreaker and the other 2 exotics. It wasn't too much work.
Fair enough.
It was just a couple sessions. So, but man, what a lame event. Destiny sucks. I mean, I love Destiny so much and I hate it.
It's the best, worst game ever.
It's like that hot ex. You just want to hit her and then you remember about all the pain.
Yeah.
Like hit that, not hit her like physically.
Right.
Like tap that booty is what I was meaning. Maybe you want to hit her.
This just got so awkward.
You just want to fucking clock her. Maybe. It could be that ex too. Destiny honestly is sometimes makes you feel like that.
Yeah, Destiny definitely does make you feel that way
sometimes. It's because you love her so much.
Yeah.
And then you hate her so much.
Yeah. That's kind of Destiny in a nutshell for sure.
Yeah. Stupid fucking Destiny. Yeah, The Witness. I had no desire to play this game at all.
So here's the thing. It really like it. It really intrigued me when it came out, and then lots of people were talking about it. And then as this whole Game of the Year, and everybody's been talking about Game of the Year stuff, and it's showed up in so many Game of the Year conversations and on so many people's top 10 Game of the Year lists. And it was super cheap on Steam. I think I paid like $14 for it or something like that. So I picked it up and I've started playing it, and there is certain aspects of that game that I think are absolutely brilliant. And there's other aspects of that game that are so absolutely frustratingly maddening. I'm not sure where I stand with it yet. I'm not sure if I like it or not.
It's in a lot of top 10 lists, Game of the Year lists.
Yeah.
It's
a puzzle game. For anybody who doesn't know, it's a first person. You start off the game, you're in a first person, you're inside this, I don't know, a cavern, if you will, and you run up to a door, and there's a maze puzzle on the wall where you connect. The whole idea is you connect a dot from one side, and the idea is to get it through the maze to the other side. And more or less all of the puzzles, from what I've seen in the game, are variations of this. So some of them are, the maze gets more complicated. Some of them, they add other things that you have to do in order to make the maze work, if you will. So they'll add... I don't even know how to describe these things without showing people. It's so essentially you get out onto this, and it's a beautiful game. It is stunning. It really is. I got it on PC because it's a Steam sale. I'm actually playing it with a controller. Like I said, I think I picked it up for like $14 or something like that.
Oh wow!
It was really cheap.
It only came out at $30. So
yeah. So
excuse me.
I'm playing it with a controller actually, because you use the left control stick to do the maze puzzles, and I actually found that it was just working really well to use the controller with your thumb to cruise through the maze puzzles versus trying to use the mouse. I don't know. It just worked better, I found, anyways. But yeah, it's interesting, and they do a really cool job of slowly ramping up the difficulty, and they'll do a series of maze puzzles to try and sort of show you, like, this is what you're supposed to be learning. So they'll start one off simple, then the next one takes what you just learned in that previous puzzle and builds on it, and there'll be a series of multiple ones like that, and then once that's done, it tends to turn on a light, which then lights up a cable that goes somewhere else, and you sort of tend to follow these cables around to try and find where they go, which usually leads to another puzzle, which then you try to finish the maze puzzles. Yeah, it's like I said, it's on one hand, it's fun and it's beautiful. And on the other hand, some of these maze puzzles are going to be the death of me. I don't know.
I think it's one of those games, though, when it clicks, and then you feel like a genius, and that's the whole point of playing puzzle games. But
yeah,
I don't want to have to think too hard when I come home and play a game, because I want. I don't know.
I feel like it's a game that I want to keep in my collection, at least currently, and installed for those moments when I do want to tackle something like that. But I'm not sure. I'm really on the fence with it. On one hand, I really quite like it, but on the other hand, I'm wondering at what point am I going to either stop playing this just because I am stumped by one of the puzzles? Because in a way, I feel like if I just go look up a guide, it's almost like cheating, more so than in a normal video game.
Yeah.
Because there's not, like, I'm sure there's some sort of a story involved here, but there's not a story involved here, if that makes sense. Like, clearly there's something at work here, and that you're trying to solve these puzzles for a purpose, but it's not like there's a huge overarching story, and there's characters, and there's things going on, and you want to learn more about it, so you want to push forward with it. Whereas the whole game is kind of these puzzles, and so if you go cheat on a puzzle, it's, I don't know, I'm torn. So
yeah,
there you go. There's.
I'll have fun with that.
Yeah.
I know it's a good game, but it's just not for me, so I'm not going to force myself to play it.
And that's totally fair.
It's like Braid. Braid was his first game, and it was really well received, and it's like...
I never played Braid.
It got a lot of critical acclaim as well, and it was a platformer, but it was also like a puzzler, too.
Yeah, I heard like puzzles within puzzles within puzzles for that game.
I'm just like, no, I'm good. Cool. I'm okay. I got stuff that I just want instant gratification, you know?
Yeah, and that's totally fair. Like I said, I don't know where I stand with it. It's a weird spot with me right now. There's a part of me that really liked it, and there's a part of me that kind of hates it, and I'm torn. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it even if I spend a few hours with it, I'm not going to feel ripped off. It's fine. So
yeah. Cool. Well, I guess that's it for what we've been playing.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
There's a bunch of other stuff that I've been playing, but
bits and pieces of stuff there. That was the big stuff. So I guess we can move into some news.
Yeah, we got some news.
CES is going on right now.
CES, Consumer Electronics Show. Yes,
in Vegas.
That is happening right now.
Couple crazy things going on there. I don't know, anything too mind-blowing. A lot of it's, like, concept. Razer showed off a 12-pound triple monitor laptop.
17-inch triple monitor. So you have one monitor in the middle and two monitors. One monitor slides out from each side.
They slide out like motors. And it's
cool as hell.
It looks cool. It does look cool as hell. I linked it on the Facebook page for everyone to check out.
Project Valerie
on our Twitter. That thing's got to be expensive as balls, right?
Well, and again, this is the thing. This is a proof of concept, or this is a concept. They're not even saying they're ever even going to build it. They're calling it Project Valerie. They're showing off. It's got 3 4K monitors.
I just feel
for a total of essentially 12K gaming. And even with the hardware they've got in this thing, it's got a 1080, it's got an i7, it's got 32 gigs of RAM or whatever. Is that even really able to run?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have to turn stuff down.
Yeah.
You could lower the rendering resolution or the output resolution, and you could output at that resolution and then render the games at a lower resolution so they run at a reasonable frame rate, but they would just not look as good.
For work?
It's a cool concept. This is for work. This is probably amazing work machine.
Yeah, like for me, this would be like my ultimate work machine. Outside of the fact that it apparently weighs quite a bit.
12 pounds?
But that being said, it may weigh quite a bit, but this thing is still incredibly thin. I was amazed at how thin it still was.
It's pretty powerful too. Like a 1080, it's nothing to scoff at.
No, it's pretty much one of the fastest machines you can buy. So, but again, it's a proof of concept. They haven't said they're even building it outside of the one they built for CES to wow everybody and show off how cool it is. Who knows if it will come out? They released Project Christina a few years ago that was super neat had modular PC parts.
I never saw that.
It looked incredible. But again,
it was a laptop too?
No, it was a desktop tower. And the idea was that it had modules that you could just plug in.
So
you would buy the chassis and then you could buy the CPU module and you could buy a GPU module and they would all just plug in and you could just swap them out with new ones. And again,
that would have been pretty great if it caught on. It would make PC building so much neater or easier.
You should see the thing. You should look it up. It looks incredible. But again, it was a proof of concept. They even said like, look, too many moving parts, too many people would need to be involved, and
well, that's a thing.
The chicken before the egg problem, right? You
everyone
need to build
wants
it.
To sell their everyone wants to sell their MOBO.
Yeah,
they don't want to just sell the insides. The plug into those bays. They want to be the
for sure, and then you got standards, and it gets ridiculous. So
cool. If PCs started out of the gate like that maybe where we would be today.
Yeah.
But since it is super open, everyone wants to be their own gatekeeper with their own walled gardens, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Especially hardware manufacturers.
CES is all about check out these new TVs.
Stupidness.
And
for 8K TVs.
Yeah, that's what we need because there's so much content for those.
4 fucking HDR standards. There's like barely any 4K content. The thing that kills me is like, you need 25 megabits sustained, megabits download speed.
Yep.
Consistent quality internet connection, which the majority of people don't have. A lot of people have above 25. Not a lot. Like the elite. I would say the elite have above 25. The majority have less than 25.
Yeah.
So
probably.
we don't even have the network to support 4K fully. Like at my work, we're building out fiber plant right now.
Right.
I don't even know what the numbers are, but it's probably maybe just hitting double digits of our customers can get fiber. And for 8K, you absolutely need fiber.
Oh yeah.
You're not getting that on freaking coax or twisted pair. You need freaking fiber. There's no question, because you would need 100 megabit. Unless there's like tons of compression, which is like, then what's the point of fucking having 8K if you're gonna fucking
Well, there has to be compression. I mean,
there's going to be compression, but like,
what's going to have to happen is they're going to have to get to.
But what's the point of having 8K if it's all pixely? Then it looks the same as your shitty 1080. Like, what's the point of wasting all that extra bandwidth then? And by the time 8K hits the mass market, if it does, what are we going to have? 8K Blu-rays is where you're going to get the ultimate image, and cable TV and over the air and the top services aren't going to look that good, because the backbone that you're going to need to drive picture quality to these TVs is just non-existent. Like, wow. It's just proof of concept and bragging rights. Hey, look at what we did. Just thickness of a quarter. It's 8K, 100 inches.
Yeah, they're the supercars of TVs, right?
It's not even Blu-ray. It's like Purple Ray, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking like that.
I don't know either.
I'm the guy in Best Buy. You need 8K TV, man. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. It's got 3D. No, it doesn't have 3D.
No, of course not. Oh, sons of bitches.
They did announce a bunch of PC monitors with HDR, which kind of pisses me off and kind of doesn't piss me off.
Yep.
I already have a 4K 55-inch HDR monitor, so...
Fair enough.
I don't feel like a 24-inch or 27-inch HDR monitor really does it justice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, if I haven't seen them announce the ultra-wide with the HDR. I might be a little more butthurt if they did that, but I'm pretty sure...
They will, don't worry.
Oh, they will. But I'm pretty sure it will be... Probably later this year. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Definitely,
they're on the way.
They've announced a bunch of 4K ones. Not a bunch, a couple. I think Asus announced one, and I think Dell announced one.
That sounds about right. Wouldn't surprise me.
They're both 20s. They're basically updated versions of that old 27-inch Asus monitor I had. They're probably the exact same panel. It's a 4K 27-inch. Also kind of weird. I want a bigger monitor for 4K than a 27-inch.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm still happy with my 24. So
that just 4K. I feel like I don't know, at that small of size.
People have 4K phones, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's true. That's cool.
Yeah. So CES is happening.
Stupid CES.
Nvidia.
I guess the biggest things, the big gaming related stuff was the new Nvidia Shield was announced.
Yeah, that thing's surprisingly affordable.
Yeah,
$199 American.
200 American. I guess it's going to be like 3,000 Canadian. Or $250 or $399. I guess. I think
it would probably be $299 Canadian, but
looks awesome.
Yeah, it's
not for me though. That's the thing. Like, it's such
4K,
a cool box.
4K HDR streaming, man.
Yeah, but I already have that on 2 other boxes already that also play amazing games.
Yeah.
So this is for someone who isn't a console gamer, who doesn't have a Pro or an Xbox One S, or wants to put Kodi on it because you pirate all your movies. Let's be honest. That's the only reason anyone owns an Android box.
Mine's built into my TV, so there.
So it's the best pirating box you can possibly buy. I do like the shields. I don't own one because for me it's redundant. I have no need for it. It's just something taking another input up. But it's sweet if you're in the market for an Android box. The cool thing that they were talking about, I guess the coolest thing about the Shield is, I guess you don't need just the Shield for it. I guess you can just do it to PC. I didn't really look into it, but they also announced like a streaming PC service as well.
Yeah, what do they call it? Nvidia Game Stream or the Nvidia Grid streaming service.
It's like a pay by the hour type service. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's a
$25 for 20 hours. Yeah, that's dumb. That thing's dead in the fucking water. Okay, move along. Fucking stupid.
Yeah,
that's fucking stupid. I'm sorry, that's fucking stupid.
It's a bad price point, and it's a bad pricing model.
If you're gonna do the Netflix of games, well, guess what? You have to price it a little better. 20 hours, like you couldn't even finish some games.
Yeah.
So they show Steam on it, and apparently it's pretty decent latency. It's Pascal architecture. It's like playing on a 1080, but without having a 1080, dude.
Yeah. Well, actually, Brian Fahey from Kotaku just released the side-by-side hardware specs, and they're exactly the same as the last year's Shield. The only difference between the 2015 Nvidia Shield and the 2016 Nvidia Shield TV is the software.
That sounds about right.
It's literally exactly the same. Same hard drive, same processor.
I didn't realize that. That's hilarious.
It's exactly the same. They both run Nvidia Tegra X1s.
They just repackaged it and added some new features.
Yep. So
okay,
yeah.
Nvidia Shield, you suck. Go away.
So yeah. Well, no, it's good hardware. Like it
is good. Like I said, it's the best Android box out there.
Oh, easily,
in my opinion,
for sure,
hands down.
Yeah.
And you can do Steam streaming on it as well, which is kind of cool. But I have no need for it.
You can also do. Here's the other thing that they kind of forgot to mention. You can also do in-home streaming on it as well. Yeah. Using the Nvidia GeForce experience. You can totally stream from your PC to it on your TV. So, which is pretty sweet.
Because you can do that PC to PC, or is that that's just to the Shield devices, isn't it?
You can stream PC to PC using the Nvidia GeForce experience as well.
I've never tested that. I have done the Steam one.
I messed around with it on my laptop before.
Yeah, I did the Steam one. Like, I was playing Fallout 4 on my MacBook Air, and it played freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, that works great.
I think I talked about that on the show.
Yep,
that was months ago.
Yep.
A neat little device. They showed the big reason everyone watched that is they showed some new video for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Which,
I guess we
by the way, got a release date.
Yeah, they confirmed the release date. I totally
for March.
forgot to mention that. March 21st.
It's like a week before my birthday. It's perfect. Happy birthday to me.
Which could be interpreted as 3, 2, 1, blast off.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're so smart in their marketing department. Man, those guys are so smart. It looks like more Mass Effect. It's a different team. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be a good game. I like Mass Effect. Speaking of Mass Effect,
I kind of feel like I need to go play Mass Effect 2 and 3 now.
Yeah, well, we can, just a reminder, and we talked about it, I think, 2 weeks ago, Mass Effect 2 is still free on PC on Origin.
Yeah, so if you don't have it, go download it. It's free.
Hands down, in my opinion, the best Mass Effect of the three.
I was hovering over installing that over the weekend there.
I added it to my account. I actually haven't installed it because I don't have time to play that again.
See, and I haven't played it at all, so...
I already beat it. Oh, you never played it? Oh.
No, see, I got 3/4 of the way through the first one, and then stopped for whatever reason. And then I kind of felt when the second one came out, I felt like I needed to probably finish the first one, and yeah, there you go.
PlayStation 4 surpasses 53 million.
That's pretty impressive 3 years in.
Feel like I said they were around the 50 million mark last time we talked about numbers, or I was pretty certain they were going to crack that number. I might have said they were probably going to do 55 million. I can't remember. I feel like I said that. Sometimes reality and what happens, though, or what I think about doesn't come out of my mouth. So
you also have to remember this is sold through to customers, Sony said. Mm-hmm. So this isn't just sold to retail. This is actually sold through.
Man, consoles are dead.
Yeah.
Mobile gaming is taken over.
No. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End sold more than 8.7 million copies.
So they have to be ecstatic with that.
That's incredible. And good on them. That game is bloody brilliant.
Definitely in my top 10 of the year.
That may end up being my game of the year.
It's definitely in my top 10. I don't know what my game of the year is yet. It's so hard. That one's probably top 3 for sure.
Yes.
There was some other news. Ariana Grande is going to be a character in some dumb Final Fantasy mobile game. The internet fucking blew up.
Brave Exodus. You're going to be able to summon her.
Fanboys have like freaking threatened Square and want to murder everyone that works there because of it. So that was fun watching the internet implode because of that.
Yeah, people need lives sometimes.
What else was there? There's some other stuff. A hacking group not a hacking group. A hacker responsible for a major 3DS homebrew app that was... Oh, we have it here. Duh. I thought I got rid of this. We're just totally out of order. 3DS software free shop was taken down. They got hit with a DMCA from Nintendo. Basically, it was...
Not surprised.
And it was an app that let you just pretty much download games for free on a hacked 3DS.
Wow.
Yeah, not surprising. Actually, this kind of leads in the story of 3DSs being kind of hard to find. And I don't think I ever published or shared any stories about it. But apparently over the holidays, it was impossible to find a 3DS.
Really?
Whether it be a new or an XL or whatever. Some people were thinking it had to do with, the Switch is coming. They don't want any distractions. Nintendo wants to merge their handheld market and their console market with the Switch and just like stop selling it so people don't feel burned with all the Switch news coming. Another thing was that Pokemon Sun and Moon is super, like, probably the biggest selling Nintendo game in a while because of Go, and that they're just not available because everyone's like, oh man, Pokemon Go is great. Well, it's not great anymore, but I want to play a real fucking Pokemon game like this idiot over here who's played 2.
Yes.
So people ran out and got 3DSs who didn't have them. And then the third was people were saying that maybe they're just not available because they're changing something in the hardware so that it's not hacked. Because right now, the 3DS is like blown wide open. Emulators, pirating,
people are pirating the crap out of it.
Save hacking, like you can do all kinds of shit with it, which is kind of cool. Because you can with the custom firmware. The one thing I want to do, and I haven't gotten to it, is I want to mod my 3DS so you can stream and capture from it. That is cool. That's a cool feature.
That is a cool feature.
like a software mod lets you do that.
That would be awesome.
Because you can do it. You can send your 3DS away to get modded for like streaming and capturing. But it's like super expensive.
Yeah.
It's like $300 or $400.
Whew.
I ain't doing it. If I could do it through software, man.
Sheesh.
Anyway. Yeah, so that got shut down. I guess the last thing in news I want to talk about is Diablo celebrating their 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah, in all of its games. So
pretty sure we talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
when they said they were going to do some special stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, they were talking about redoing like a dungeon from Diablo in Diablo 3.
Not just a dungeon, my friend. All of the dungeons from Diablo 1.
All of them?
Yeah.
Is it? Really? I didn't think it was that big. Anyway, that's out now.
Yeah, you can play through the dungeons in the original Doom or Diablo in this now.
There's a portrait you can unlock in Heroes of the Storm. Hearthstone, there's a Tavern Brawl, which is kind of cool. Unlocks a card back if you beat them.
Ooh.
It's a new challenger. Don't want to talk about it. It's spoilery. But you get a new card back. Actually, that's what I played. I played a bunch of Heroes and a bunch of Hearthstone.
Really?
Yeah. I played a bunch of Heroes of the Storm, and it's been a while since I played that. Maybe
I don't even think I have that installed on my machine right now.
Was it the start of the year or the year before?
You played lots at the start of the year last year.
That game is still awesome, and that game is really fucking awesome on ultra wide. You see so much more. It's so awesome because you get to see all that extra space.
Yeah,
it's so game changing.
I could see that.
Oh, you're not
awesome.
You're not going to gank me because I suck at looking at the mini map and that you're right there. I can see you. You ain't sneaking up on me, motherfucker. So actually, the main reason I played a lot of Heroes of Storm is they were doing this play with a friend promotion.
Oh, okay.
And I think we talked about it in the news a couple weeks ago. It's like a month. I think it's done. It's done now.
Yeah, it's done now.
There was a really awesome Genji skin you can get if you played 15 games with a friend.
Oh, I saw that.
Me and my bro in-law, Teacup, we played, and there was another reward. Actually, you got a character and you got the Genji skin in Overwatch. I can't remember what character. It unlocked Zarya in Heroes of the Storm from Overwatch.
Okay. Yep.
And then at 30 games, it unlocks, you unlock like 5 characters or 4 characters and a new mount. And they were like all new characters, except for one. One was an old character, but that's pretty cool. We played a bunch of that. We had a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And then I played some Hearthstone, because when I launched Hearthstone to, I don't know why I launched Hearthstone. I launched it, and then I had a bunch of questions like, hey, we see you haven't been hitting us lately. You know, you need some of that
Hearthstone crack.
That Hearthstone crack in your veins.
You need a hit. You need a hit.
Just do this one little thing here, and we'll give you like 3 free packs of cards.
Ooh, that's how they get you.
And then do this other thing and get 3 more packs of cards. And then do this. Like, literally, I've had like a bunch of quests, and I'm on like my 3rd or 4th set now of just, if I do this thing, you get 3 packs of cards.
Wow.
So I've done it twice. And I actually got a legendary in the last little freebie, so that made me really happy.
Very nice.
And a good legendary, too.
Speaking of MOBAs, the Smite World Championship started up today.
No one cares.
And they're
about
Smite. Currently happening over the weekend. So
I heard they were like shutting down and canceling Smite.
You shut your face hole.
I'm just
game
kidding.
is awesome. I was catching some of the action. Actually, today I had it on my 3rd monitor at work.
I was gonna say you're streaming on your TV.
No, I will stream the final on Sunday on my TV.
Where is it? Is it like North America, Europe, China,
It happens
Asia, Korea?
in Atlanta,
Georgia,
because that's where the
USA.
That's where the high-res studios is.
So, okay.
So they do it out of the Atlanta conference center or whatever. So
back to Blizzard anniversary stuff. Overwatch, you just log in, you get like some icons and sprays.
Ooh.
StarCraft 2 is a portrait as well, and then there's like some stuff in World of Warcraft, but no one cares about World of Warcraft.
I hate how much I kind of want to start playing World of Warcraft again.
I do have World of Warcraft installed on my machine.
Do you really?
And I forgot you could play
up to level 20 for free.
So, I was playing it. I was playing it because it also supports ultra wide. Ultra wide's the best.
I just played everything because it's ultra wide.
I'm never going to shut up about it, but man, it's more game changing than 4K or HDR. So that's why I don't think I'll be butthurt about an HDR version of my monitor because it's just already so awesome.
That's fair.
So there's a bunch of Diablo stuff. The biggie being the Diablo 1 event in Diablo 3, which I'm sure I'll be playing with the teacup, my bro-in-law, I'm sure before we record the next podcast.
Very nice.
Was that everything? Blizzard or any CES, 8K, stupid bullshit. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
PSAs, public service announcements. Reminder again, Mass Effect 2 free on Origin on PC. Get it if you haven't.
Yep.
PlayStation Plus announced their free games for January. We already talked about the Xbox ones, right? Because they announced before the holidays.
They did.
I believe. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
So, PS4, Day of the Tentacle, cross-buy on Vita. Apparently, a really good classic LucasArts point-and-click adventure game. I never played it.
Back in the day as well. Apparently, this remaster is really good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an amazing remaster. People really like it. I've never played it. If I find time, maybe. I don't know. I got PlayStation Plus. I just add all the shit to my cart. Sometimes I download it. Sometimes I don't. This War of Mine, PS4. That's supposed to be a pretty cool game. I've heard good things about that. I want to try that one. Blaze Rush, I have no idea what that is. PS3. Swindle, PS3 and Vita. Ascend PS2. Or Ascend 2 on Vita.
PS
and
Vita.
then Titan Souls, which is PS4 and Vita, which looks kind of cool.
Yeah. Kind of a... isn't that like a boss battle type game where you...
Yeah, it's like a Dark Souls top-down... apparently it's all bosses. It's very challenging. It's just hack and slash skill based. Really, they only show video for 2 of the 6 games.
Yeah,
I was trying to get an idea what some of those other ones that I don't know are. It looks all right, not terrible.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I don't know if it's really up my alley, but
no. There's your free games for I don't know having to pay for PlayStation Plus anyway.
There you go.
They could give you fucking a lump of fucking shit. I guess
that would be awkward.
It's better than that. I can't think of any other PSAs.
Oh, PSA. Capcom just released a bunch of Mega Man games on mobile. Yeah.
Don't buy them.
And apparently they're just total and utter garbage. So just do yourself a favor. Don't buy them.
Someone posted in my Twitter feed a video of how poor they run. Like, they're terrible.
It's bad. We're talking.
Imagine they control
frames a second or something.
We're talking about the most like reaction dependent games in the world. They would be a nightmare on a touchscreen to begin with.
I don't even know. Do they even have controller support?
Pardon?
Do they have controller support?
Some. I don't know about those games.
I know.
I have no idea.
I feel like if they did, that would at least help. But overall, just don't buy them. They're bad.
Yeah, I hear that they are just garbage truck, trash can crap.
Yep.
Free for all.
Yeah.
This is where we talk about whatever the hell we like. A couple quickies. Suicide Squad. That movie fucking sucks. Wow, that movie was bad.
Okay.
Margot Robbie. Oh. Yeah, what's up, Harley?
She did a good job.
I'd hit that.
Okay,
like not punch her.
Oh, okay. We're
get that clear.
Yeah,
like she was fantastic.
She did a really good job.
I don't know about her acting. That's just like
I liked her as the character.
I just liked her everything.
I thought she did a really good job as Harley Quinn. To be honest with you. What do you think of
Will Smith?
Jared
was good
Leto as the Joker.
I thought he sucked.
Really?
He was terrible. Yeah,
you thought he was a bad Joker?
No. Well, he wasn't compared. no one's going to top Heath Ledger or come close. That's the sad thing. We had the most amazing Joker ever.
Super different Jokers, though.
Yeah, super different, and fucking Jay Leto was just, it was, you know what bugged me about this movie? It had so much potential. Will Smith and Deadshot and Harley Quinn were fantastic.
Yep.
But everything else was just so cringy. Like, I don't know what it was. And it was weird because they were really trying to... The soundtrack to this movie was like
awesome.
Is a fantastic soundtrack, but it was so shoehorned in weird places and not used very well, I don't think. It always felt out of place to me. I don't know what it was. I was really disappointed.
For me, it was the fact that they tried to take villains and make them good guys, whereas in the comic books and in the animated one, they're still far, far and away bad guys. And the only reason they're doing it is to save their own skin. And in this, there's a moment where they go from being villains to anti-heroes. And I didn't like that because they're not anti-heroes; they're villains, and they're supposed to stay villains the whole way through.
Yeah,
and I don't like that they made that change. That for me is where it kind of wrecked it for me. Is when they took all of these villains and they tried to turn them into anti-heroes. Yeah, and that's not who these people are. They are villains. And
it was weird. I didn't like.
Instead of watching this, just go watch Batman: Assault on Arkham. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
just go watch that. It's fucking awesome.
That's the good version of this movie.
And that's what I said when I saw that they were making Suicide Squad. I said to myself, if they make Batman: Assault on Arkham.
Yeah, and you told me to watch Assault on Arkham, and I did.
Yes,
it was on Netflix, I think. Yep. I loved it. It was fantastic. Not a kid cartoon.
No,
at all.
Not at all. The first DC animated film that's rated R.
Like headshots and
I think there's even nudity in it.
And I can't remember the nudity.
Yeah.
Well, I think Well, Harley and Deadshot get down in that, don't they?
Yep.
Is that right? No.
Yeah. No, they do. They do.
No.
In the Assault on Arkham,
Batman bangs what's her nuts. Spoiler. But I don't know if there's nudity in that part.
But I'm talking about the animated one.
The animated.
Yeah. Seriously though,
it's fantastic.
If they would have made that movie live action,
that would have been a good.
It would have been incredible. It would have been.
That's
absolutely
why I was so
amazing.
Disappointed because I really liked that.
I know
that animated movie, and then this was just like
That's what I said.
And there's too many villains, and villains no one gives a shit about. Like Captain Boomerang, Bangaroo, whatever. Fuck off. He was kind of funny. He was like the comic relief, but we're seriously. And the big baddie was bad, and some of the special effects looked really bad. This was definitely a movie where there was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I hear apparently the first cut of this movie was fantastic, and then WB before the movie was released at the start of the summer. I heard people who had seen the movie said it was awesome. And then apparently WB got their hands on it, did a bunch of shit, and then people who'd seen it again are like, that's not the movie I saw a couple months ago.
Yeah, I heard that they tried to edge it up for an R rating after Deadpool did really well. And it just wasn't... I mean, to be fair, I honestly cannot believe that this movie wasn't rated R.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you made a movie called Suicide Squad about the Suicide Squad and it was rated PG-13, you should be shot. Whoever decided that should be fired.
Now there's talk about Ben Affleck not being involved with the new Batman movie and him not directing. And I heard
that he may not be directing, but he's still involved. He's still playing Batman.
Yeah, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he just might not be directing.
I really would have liked to have seen him direct it, because then it would have been a good movie for sure. Now I'm not so sure. Well, excuse me. Hopefully the microphone did not pick that up.
It totally did.
Shit. Excuse me. Yeah, Suicide Squad. Skip that shit. Rogue One. You saw it.
I went and saw that Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people may not have seen it yet. Let's not get too spoilery. What did you think?
That is in my top 2 all-time favorite Star Wars movies.
Yeah, it's a really good Star Wars movie. It's a different Star Wars movie.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's a Star Wars story. That's why they call it that.
Yes. It is.
There's so many fantastic scenes in that movie.
That movie was awesome. Honestly, it was so good.
Sorry about all that noise. I just punched my microphone.
It felt very different, but it was still such a Star Wars movie. Oh man, yeah. Without getting all spoilery, I honestly, I think I liked it more than Episode 7.
I don't know about that, but
hear me out. Though.
It's effing close.
Here's the thing: Episode 7 was what I needed at the time. And I think it was for them to go back on track and to show me that, hey, we're not going to F this up. I know that we're Disney, exactly. And I know that Lucas kind of made some iffy movies with the first 3, but now we're back on track. This is going to be great, and this is the direction that we're going. And I'm glad they did that. But that being said, it was more or less a retelling of A New Hope, and I hated Kylo Ren. He was a whiny bitch, and I hated that about him. Kylo. He went from being a total badass at the beginning into this emo, bitchy, oh, my dad, and oh, my grandpa, and oh, I feel too much. He went from being, at the start of that movie, he was one of the coolest, badass Siths I'd ever seen, and by the end of that movie, I had no respect for him whatsoever as a bad guy. I don't know. Which I kind of hated.
That's fine. You can think that. You're wrong, but you can feel that way.
But that's how I felt about him, and that's fine. But that being said, like I said, I still love that movie. I think it's an awesome movie, and it's an awesome Star Wars movie.
And
this was just so different, and I think part of it is the fact that it was so fresh. It was a story. It's like you're getting another glimpse of the Star Wars universe
that everyone's in love with. This lore that we've all made up in our heads.
But
these
it's
stories.
Not just. I think this goes to show that it's not just Jedis and Siths, and there's other people, and there's other stories and fights happening that are just kind of outside of that, and that I think was super cool to see.
K2 S2,
he was great.
Is it K2? K2
yeah,
SO?
K2,
no,
K2.
K2 SO, right? What is it?
He was awesome.
He was probably the best droid in the world now.
He's definitely one of my favorites, for sure. He was awesome. I thought that the female lead was awesome. I thought that the male co-star was great. I love the fact that he was this badass dude, but he didn't look it, and you kind of wouldn't guess it, which I love because that's a real spy. The guy that you could kind of almost forget was there and would never think that he's a badass.
Yeah, K2SO.
So yeah,
he was fantastic. Probably the best droid in all the Star Wars universe. Period.
So yeah, no,
I don't want to say a single. He had some amazing comedic.
Oh yeah,
comic relief. Jesus Christ, comic relief. Some brilliant one-liners. Amazing, timing on a lot of his comments and jokes. He's a reprogrammed Imperial droid. So, yeah.
Yeah, he was great. No, honestly, Rogue One was awesome. Both my wife and I walked away from it, and we both loved it. I wanted to go see it right away again.
It starts awesome. It starts a little slow, right? It is introducing you to some new characters. Within 2 hours, they got to introduce you to these new characters and make you fall in love with them, because there ain't going to be any other movies. They're not getting a trilogy, right?
No.
They do that so well, and it just keeps building and ratcheting up and ratcheting up and ratcheting up. And that tail end of this movie, holy shit.
Yep.
It's just fantastic.
And the fact that where this movie ends...
Oh my god.
A New Hope picks up the next day. That's what was so cool about this, is that the first time you watch A New Hope...
It basically is the start of New Hope.
That's what I mean. It's literally pretty much like the next day is A New Hope. That's where it's... Yeah. It's awesome.
I've heard there's been debate about that on the internet. I don't know what's right. I listened to a podcast with Gary Wood on it. He's one of the early screenplay writers.
He was he was one of the story writers.
So no one asked him about that.
Okay.
Like the time frame wise.
Yeah.
And the internet's been arguing. People are like, it was weeks because she was jumping from system to system.
Okay.
While Vader was hunting her down, and other people are like, no, it's immediately into A New Hope. So
interesting.
I don't know what's the truth.
Well, we know that Leia took off. And we know that he has to catch up with her. So whether or not it's a couple hours till he catches up with her, or a couple weeks, either way, it is the perfect segment into.
I haven't gone and watched New Hope, and people are like, "Oh, this adds so much," and some people are like, "Oh, it answers questions that we never needed to know," and the negative Nancy's out there. But
screw those guys.
Just from an entertainment standpoint and just quality of movie,
it was phenomenal.
Fantastic movie.
If you haven't seen it, what the hell's wrong with you? Go see it.
Definitely.
It needs to be seen in the theater.
Rogue One and Deadpool, the two must-see movies of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Strange in third place.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. Doctor Strange was a really fucking good movie,
Doctor Strange was awesome. I actually think I would agree with those as my top three, for sure.
Doctor Strange and Deadpool are interchangeable for second and third, depending in my mood, and I'd say Rogue One is my favorite movie of last year.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Arrival. It's so hard for me to get to the movie theater. I do want to watch that. I hear good things about it, but...
Yeah. Civil War also came out last year as well.
Oh, we'll see. So, I didn't even remember that.
I know.
It was a great movie. Fourth place. It gets fourth. So Rogue One.
There's some solid films last year.
Deadpool / Doctor Strange, 2 or 3 interchangeable depending on my mood. And then Civil War. And then the DC movies were just like blah.
I liked Batman vs Superman, but
it was
definitely not.
It was.
It wasn't in my top 5 though.
No,
let's just say that.
Yeah, it's not in my top 5.
No, I enjoyed it. It was fine.
It had it had too many flaws.
Yeah.
At this point, DC needs to just totally start clean slate, just blow it all up, tear it all down, and start over again. Or they really something's gotta give, because they're just not. When you see how good Marvel's doing it, it's just disappointing, because those are some awesome characters they have in that universe.
It's super disappointing because Warner Brothers owns DC.
It's super disappointing because I want to see DC characters get their due. Like, there's some awesome lore and awesome characters and awesome stories to be told in that universe. And it just feels like they've gotten shortchanged, whether it's bad luck, to be fair, though, misguided vision. I don't know.
The trailers for the upcoming Justice League movie look pretty awesome so far.
I haven't seen the trailer for that.
Oh, dude, do yourself a favor. I feel like the whole tone, and I feel like they're back on track with that film. We'll see. I mean, time will tell. But I feel like they've lightened it up a bit, and this upcoming Wonder Woman also looks fantastic. So we'll see. I don't know if they completely need to tear it down, but I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I thought it was a fantastic Superman movie, and a lot of people hated it. I own it on 3D Blu-ray. I love it. I think it's a great superhero and a great Superman film. But I also think that it depends on what kind of Superman you grew up with. If you grew up with the light, fluffy, super Boy Scout Superman from the 70s and into the 80s, then yeah, I could see that maybe this new, more dark, more brooding Superman that we've got now, that would be an issue for you. But for me, I grew up with the dark, brooding Superman of the 90s and the 2000s. That's Superman. Like, I watched Man of Steel, and that's a lot closer to the Superman that I knew. I mean, obviously, I watched the Superman movies of the 80s with Christopher Reeves, and I thought they were great because I was 10, and I thought they were awesome. But you can't tell me to watch those films, and they're not great Superman movies. Like, I don't know. I mean, the first one, to be fair, is pretty good.
Those are super campy, and they're super old.
Yeah.
They're to the quality of comic book movies that exist today. That's the thing. It's like you just see. Like I said, I see these amazing things that Marvel's doing, and then that DC's just missing. It just makes me sad.
Yeah, and it also, the fact that you're going to build a Justice League movie without Green Lantern, to me, kind of feels wrong.
Yeah, because they made such a bad Green Lantern movie, and it's so tainted that they don't want to even include him, even though Green Lantern is like a fantastic DC character.
He's one of my favorite DC characters.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks. Poor DC. Like, we're going to have to end the show. Oh, shit. Actually, quick. I paid for something with my cell phone.
What?
I got a new cell phone over the holidays. Not a new cell phone. A new cell phone to me, but not a new cell phone.
Okay.
I got an S7 through my work.
Oh, I was like, what?
So I replaced my S7 with another S7, but it's the silver one, so it's like all platinum bling. It looks awesome, by the way.
Okay.
It's very shiny. It looks really cool. I really like it.
Fuck Samsung.
You just had bad luck. It's your carrier's fault, and they're freaking shitware they put on their phone. Phone's fantastic.
I don't believe it.
Anyway, I got a new S7.
Yes.
And there's nothing different between this phone and my old one. I think it's just when I reinstalled all the apps, and potentially my banking app is updated now.
Who do you bank with?
Scotiabank.
Ah, yep.
I can pay for stuff with my freaking credit card through my phone. I just tap it. Everywhere I go, I'm tapping my phone. If I lose my wallet, which I probably will do, I have my phone. I'll still be able, I won't starve to death.
That's real good. Is that by using Samsung Pay, or is that using something else?
It's not Samsung Pay. It's not Android Pay. It's just using the NFC tap and pay, or pay and tap, whatever, just like what's built into your credit card. The actual app supports it.
Oh, the Scotiabank app.
My actual banking app supports it. They're just like, fuck you, Android, and screw you, Google, because you're just screwing around, taking your time. Because if I could do Google Wallet, Android Pay, like I would sign up for that day one.
I feel like,
but
Android,
it's not in Canada.
I feel like Google has really dropped the ball on that in Canada.
I don't think it's Google. I think it's all the banks here.
You have to remember, though, that here in Canada, our banking is quite a bit different than the way that the bank system works in the U.S. So in Canada, we have Interact. They don't have an Interact like ours in the U.S. Like, the Interact system in the United States is actually based purely on credit cards. So when you pay for something at a store using debit in the US, it actually uses Visa or MasterCard to do that transaction. Mm-hmm. It only just takes the money out of your bank account instead of actually Visa. Whereas here in Canada, when we pay with a debit card, we actually pay with Interact, which is an enclosed system that's used by all of our banks. They all got together and they all decided to use this same system. And it's Interact, and it's different. It's only recently that they've added the ability to also partner with Visa or MasterCard or whoever it is that they use to also be able to use your debit card like a Visa or like a MasterCard. And that is the big problem in Canada, if depending on how you look at it as a problem or not. Because the beauty of having Interact, for example, is that I can email transfer you money, and you can email transfer me money. And even though we both use different banks, it's super fine, and you can easily do it, and I can easily do it.
Yeah,
you can't do that in the U.S. because they use a totally different system.
Just speaking of that, that's because the whole reason I got this phone is because if you all remember, my work provides me with cell phones. They're a little slow to the game. We don't get the newest stuff.
Right.
We do eventually. So now my work has S7s, which is 9 months after release or 8 months after release. Mm-hmm. I bought one right at the get-go because I was sick of having an S5.
Right.
So I bought my own personal one to use for work.
Right.
And it's like, we didn't have S7s, and then we finally got S7s at work. And I'm like, well, I'm going to get one through work so I can sell the one that I bought, right?
Right.
Of course, I did buy mine greatly discounted, which was nice. The advantages of working for the telco. But I ended up selling it, and that's why I sold it to. It's funny. I sold it on, we have a website like classified style, like Craigslist, but not Craigslist. We have one specific to our area, usedvictoria.com,
right.
which has less scammers and shit. So I listed it on there, and I got a bunch of messages and calls, and people were just trying to lowball the hell out of me.
Of course.
I'm sorry. An S7, brand new, with a discount, you might be able to get it for $750 plus taxes.
Right.
You know, without it being subsidized, right? Like, let's be honest. I only wanted, like, I had it at 600, knowing people were going to lowball me.
Of course.
But all I wanted was 450. Because I personally only paid $550 for it, and I had it for 8 months. Right. It was in mint shape. It was like brand new.
Fair enough.
So someone's getting a great deal. You're getting an S7 for $450. And people are like, oh, you do 200, 300. Like, whoa, yeah, you get F off. This guy's like, hey, can you, yeah, I'll take it. Can you meet me at the police station? Just park in the visitor parking. I'm like, okay. I'm like, cool. This guy's legit. He's like,
take me to the police station. Like, he's worried that you're going to scam him.
Well, that's it. He's a very seasoned buyer, and it's a big ticket item. He's going to be carrying $450.
Yeah, smart.
He doesn't want to get robbed. And I'm selling an expensive phone. I don't want to get robbed. So I'm like, oh, this guy's just like a seasoned buyer of like expensive stuff, because police suggest when you do stuff like this, meet in a public place. They even say meet in our lobbies, because there's cameras and there's cops.
Yep.
You're not going to get jacked, right?
Yep, for sure.
How many of these deals go wrong where kids go to sell their consoles and then they get stabbed, or they just get it stolen?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm like, because I was kind of weary, because it's the biggest thing I've ever sold face to face. Like, I've sold bigger stuff online, but that's easy.
Right.
Because there's all kinds of insurances and protections, like for eBay and PayPal and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was kind of uneasy too. And anyway, he was a cop, gets in my car, and we're chatting. And he was like a plainclothes officer, because he walked out the back door of the police station, and then like he got in my car. I'm like, oh, you're a freaking cop. He's like, yep.
That's funny.
And anyway, he was upgrading from like a crappy phone. But yeah, we were sitting in the car, and he email money transferred me the money like right then and there, and it popped up in my bank account. It went through right away, and it's like, there's no cash, and it's totally legit.
See, and that's the thing. Like, you can't do that in the US because they don't use none of the banks are connected like ours are. But because all of our banks use Interact, we can do that.
That is through Interact.
Yeah, it's the whole Interact email transfer, right?
So I was thinking we need, like, before I used to, in my mind, I'm like, God damn it, like, this sucks. We need Android Pay, and we need Apple Pay. And I said, no, we don't. I just needed my bank to fucking update their app to support NFC, and now I have my shit on here.
I actually think my bank's app supports it, and I think I haven't been using it. But to be totally fair,
I always have my phone in my hand. I have to dig out my wallet and dig out my cards. But you don't even have to put any. You just tap it. You push the button and you tap it. It is amazing. It is like life changing. I know some of you people have done this for years, and I feel so awesome that I'm really, truly part of the 22nd century.
22nd century. My problem is that obviously and I mean, I guess it's not really any different than your wallet necessarily, but I feel like my phone is a hot item. People want it. I've never, knock on wood, I've never had anything happen to a phone or whatever, but the idea of having my banking information on my phone.
Well, it's all encrypted. It's just your card.
I know,
not any different than if they stole your wallet.
Like I said, it's a bit
of... You can't withdraw money. I'm sure if they were savvy enough, they could figure out stuff. But at that point, it's like you report it stolen or you nuke your phone.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, right?
It is. I was thinking, I'm like, oh, man. Because right now, because the phone's brand new.
Yeah.
I used to have... I don't run my stupid work. This is going out in the weeds now. I'm trying to end the show. We're going super long. Sorry. Hopefully you guys are still here and entertained. Like I could run VPN software on my phone and have access to all like my corporate email and like servers and all that kind of crap.
Yep.
But I don't want it. I have a work laptop with built-in LTE.
Yeah, there you go.
Keyword work laptop. That's where my work shit is.
Yep.
I don't want that shit on my phone. Because when you have all that other crap, well, guess what? They can keep tabs on you, see everything you're doing, check everything you're doing, and it slows down and it just crops up your phone like crazy. Those programs are terrible.
Yeah.
So I never put it on here. So with this being a new phone, it's swipe to unlock. So if I lost my phone, it could be bad because you could just go in there and start buying stuff with my cell phone. But I bet you stupid idiots aren't savvy enough for that. The first thing they'd probably do is factory reset and flip it online.
Probably. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's one of those things where I know that, you know, I know that it's probably fine, but it's still just, yeah. It's a bit of a mental thing, and I work IT,
cool.
and
it was fucking cool. It's so cool. I was so happy. I'm like, I'm just gonna go buy a coffee because I want to tap my phone on the thing.
Does that work with just your credit card, or does it work with your debit card?
I could put my I don't. This is a tip for anyone out there. Don't ever pay for stuff with cash. Unless you're very bad with money, and I swear I've said this on the podcast before. If you pay for stuff with cash, unless you're trying to be off the grid, pay for stuff with cash. Don't have a credit card. You probably already do this. You're live in a shack somewhere. You're off the grid.
Yeah.
You're probably cash only.
For sure.
And or you just steal everything. And
all the
hide.
time. Cash. Or stealing.
I say don't use cash if you're a normal person who takes part of this social contract that we have. Because you get fuck all for cash. There's no insurances. There's no rewards programs. There's no nothing. It's like you just spent your hard-earned money. Okay. Some debit cards have cashback programs, and I think they're starting to do stuff to incentivize you. Like Interact is trying to incentivize you so that you use your debit card, so they get their cut when you buy stuff, because that's what happens in the background when you use that certain piece of plastic. The retailer has to give a percentage to whatever company you're using to pay, right? Mm-hmm. The rewards programs are just not that great. They may be better now, but they weren't before. I use credit. I'm very good with money and paying my bills. My credit card's full balance, paid off every month. I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I'm in a very good place financially. So this doesn't work for everyone. If you're not good with money and you're not good with debt, don't use your fucking credit card. Don't listen to me. I use my credit card because I get points, travel rewards, and then everything's insured. And if I lose my credit card, it's just a phone call. It's like, I didn't buy that. If you lose your debit card or someone steals and hacks your debit card and they empty your bank account of your cash, that's an uphill battle. Even though you can prove it, the bank's like, oh, you have to, it's on your burden. You got to prove that your identity was theft and that your debit card was theft and that your card was compromised. Right. Not the other way around. Meanwhile, your bank account's empty. You have a mortgage to pay. You have rent to pay. You have food you need to put in your mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
You're fucked. With a credit card, at least, you didn't touch my money. That ain't my money. That's the bank's money. I just ain't going to pay that bill and make a phone call and make a claim. It's a very different situation to be. It's one where who gives a shit? It's the bank's problem because they took the bank's money. Whereas if they take your debit information, that's very different. So I don't have my debit card on there. I don't use a debit card. I don't use my cash when I buy stuff.
No, that's fair.
I use the bank's money. It's cheap money. It's free for me to borrow because I pay every month. Like I'm not paying any borrowing costs. It's just, that's how I do it. And if I get screwed, and I personally never have, my wife's card's been compromised and she's had weird purchases.
Yeah.
Before. And it's just a phone call. But if it was your debit card and that stuff happens, well, you're down $50, $500, $1,000, $2,000. And you need that money to pay real bills. So it's more impactful that you lose your real money as opposed to like having some extra debt because you're dealing with a couple phone calls and being like, that wasn't me.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
They know, right? Like, it's pretty easy, but I've heard people losing their debit cards and it's like, man, like being cleared out like $4,000 and then like taking 6 months to get that money back. Like, imagine if you just lost $4,000 today.
For me, that would be a really big problem right now.
And you don't have a good family friend network that could help you. Life could be turned upside down.
Yeah, that would be a huge problem.
Yeah, like that's not so. Anyway, that's why I don't do it. So
no, and that's fair. And like I wouldn't be comfortable putting my debit card on my phone.
Obviously, you said that. So yeah, I don't definitely have. It's just my credit card. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Steal my fucking credit card. No. I don't give a shit.
That's cool.
That's not a really challenge. Cool. Don't steal my credit card. If you're out there, don't steal it.
Yes,
but steal it. But don't steal it because I don't want to phone them.
Right. Deal with all that.
Unless you want to hook me up with a new HDR monitor, and then maybe I'll have hair.
That's cool, though. I mean, ultimately, if your banks are willing to make an app that works for your phone for tap and pay, then I don't really think is there any real reason to have Android Pay?
No, there really isn't.
Or Samsung Pay or anybody else?
No. That's probably why they've been slow to. It's probably because the Canadian banks aren't giving them access, so that's why they've been so slow for that to come here. But at this point, like, I don't need it.
Yeah,
like I don't need it. I pay for everything with my credit card. My Google account, when I buy stuff from Google Play, it's tied to my credit card. My PSN is tied to my credit card.
Yeah.
When I go to a store, it's my credit card. So it's freaking awesome. So cool. Dane, we've gone way too long.
Yeah, man. What the hell? You're just rambling on about credit cards.
I am rambling. Sorry, people. It's tech, man. I use my mobile phone, and this ain't that stupid barcode scanning Starbucks bullshit. This is like I tapped my phone.
This is proper NFC, motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no KRICF.
You can always hit me up on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
Thanks for listening. We will be back next week.
Absolutely.
We are a day late today. I apologize. Dane was at some crazy baller party yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know what he was at. I don't care. I think next week we're going to record late as well. So be prepared for us to be a day late next week as well.
Because we're trying to get the Nintendo stuff in. Yeah,
the Nintendo Switch event in Japan is next Thursday. So kind of want to talk about that because that's going to be major. I don't really feel like we want to be a week late on that. And welcome if you came here from the Nerdy Bartender and the Wabam Twitch stream. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a lot of fun.
Thankfully, Dane didn't scare you away.
Get too drunk and scare you away.
Or make us lose listeners if you came here because of his performance. Great. Hopefully you like me. Because if you came here, obviously it's because you thought Dane was okay. Obviously you're a little, I don't know what's wrong with him. But hopefully I didn't disappoint you if you are new here from Dane's little performance there. We got to do more of that shit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get this shit online. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Review us on iTunes. Yada, yada. Until next week, we are out.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year and late Merry Christmas. Peace.